Hi everyone! It is going to be your easiest lesson about tenses. I will help you understand the relationship between them and the logic of its use, so you could easily use them in your speech without any confusion. Let's have a look at these sentences. I work every day. My boss works a few days per week. So the question is, how often? How often do you work? When we talk about how often we do something, we don't add any endings or extra words. We just say a verb plus one of these words. Usually, always, often, every summer, week, year, and so on. Think about two things that you do every day. Personally, I have breakfast every morning. How often? Every morning. I often go for a walk. How often? Often. So we don't add any endings. However, if we talk about one person or one thing, that is he, she, it, we add s at the end of the verb. Think about your best friend and two things that he or she does regularly. For example, my best friend Kate goes to the gym twice a week. So this is the first case, and the second one is when we talk about facts. I live in London. We don't add any endings either. Think of a few facts about yourself. Personally, I love playing tennis. And one more. My mom has 2 cats. So we add s when we talk about one person or one thing. But what if we talk about an action that is happening right now, and only for some specific period of time? For example, I'm talking about tenses. You're watching this video. So you see, am plus an ing form, I'm talking. Are plus an ing form, you're watching. An ing form shows an action in progress that is happening right now. So we say, I am. If it's one person, one thing, that is he, she, it, we use is. If it's plural, we say are. You is plural as well. Think about your best friend and what is he or she doing right now? Personally, my best friend is traveling right now. Let's add to our sentences right now. So here we have, I work every day. I'm working right now. My boss works a few days per week. He's working right now. So as you can see, we have am, is, plus an ing form. Also, if we are talking about something that is happening today, this week, this month, or even this year, we also use am is are plus an ing form. For example, a sentence, I study English. It is a fact, a permanent situation, so no endings. However, if we say, I'm studying English this term, it is a temporary situation that is only true for some specific period of time. Another example. He works in the office. Again, it is a fact, a permanent situation. But what if we add this week? So, this week he's working in another office. So it is a temporary situation, only this week, and next week it will be a different office. So, present simple. A fact or a regular action. How often? No endings, only s when it's about one person or one thing, that is he, she, it. Present continuous. An action that is happening right now and only for some specific period of time. Today, this week, this month. Am is are plus an ing form. Let's move on to the next tense. There is only one thing to remember, specific time. Yesterday, 2 days ago, last summer, when I was a child, once, and so on. So we say when exactly it happened. I worked yesterday. I called my friend in the evening. I cleaned my flat last week. We use a verb from the second column, and if it's not there, we add a d to a verb. Here you see the most common irregular verbs, and I also attached them in the section below. So think about 2 things that you did yesterday. Personally, I met my friend yesterday and we went to the gym. Met and went are the verbs from the second column, meet and go. Let's move on and look at these sentences. I have lived in different countries. I have met many famous people this year. A lot of people are confused with its use because of lots of rules. However, it is very easy and you will see it by yourself now. Although it is called present, it expresses an action in the past. There are two things to remember. No specific time, it doesn't say when something happened, and the period when the action happened is unfinished, so unfinished period. I have lived in different countries, so the period is our life and no specific time. She has met many famous people this year, so the period is this year and no specific time. So as you see, we have has plus ed or the third column of verbs. Has if it's one person or one thing, that is he, she, it. I'll attach the most common irregular verbs in the section below. Let's compare these two tenses, present perfect and past simple. I lived in a different country when I was 11. Specific time, when I was 11. So we have ed. And she met many famous people yesterday. Again, specific time, yesterday. So the second column of verbs. Both periods are finished. Think about two countries or two cities that you have visited. Personally, I visited Norway and I also been to the USA. So, unfinished period, that is our life, and no specific time. Let's move on and watch a few extracts. So Hermione has just finished her test. The result is that she's done with it and now she's free. And the second one...
Thank you.
Are you okay?
No, I think my arm's broken.
Not to worry, Harry.
Harry Potter has broken his arm. So his arm is broken now. These two actions happen in the past and we don't know when. In this case, we also use have or has plus ed or the third column of verbs. The words just or ready yet show an unspecified time and the result in the present. Think about one thing that you have already done today, that you've just done, and something that you haven't done yet, but you will do soon. Personally, I have already walked my dog. I've just eaten, but I haven't cleaned my flat yet. I will do this after the video. Let's move on to the next tense. I have been waiting for you for 20 minutes. It is an action in progress that started in the past and still in the present. Another example. She's been traveling around Europe since last year. It started in the past and still in the present. So when we talk about the duration of something, how long, we use have has plus been plus a verb with an ing form plus for since to show the time. Has when it's about he, she or it. So, how long have you been learning English? Personally, I've been learning English for 15 years. How long have you been reading this book? I've been reading it since last week. Let's move on and watch an extract from Harry Potter. They were sleeping when Hagrid came. Let's have a look at the timeline. There were two actions at the same time that happened in the past. You can imagine them, sleeping and relaxing. It was a long and finished action in progress. In this case, we use was if it's singular, I, he, she, it, and were if it's plural, plus a verb with an ing form. However, they were interrupted in the middle of their sleep when Hagrid came. He entered the house and he was there. It's a short finished action. In this case, we use the past simple tense and add a D or the second column of verbs. Let's have a look at a few examples. I was working when the power went off. So as you see, I didn't finish working, so it is an unfinished action in progress, and we use was there plus an ing form. Another example, I was cooking when he came. I was cooking, it is a long unfinished action. When I came, it is a short finished action, so we use the past simple tense. Let's watch one more extract.
Wait, Hermione? You're a girl.
Oh, well spotted.
Can we run away?
Harry Potter was talking to the guys while the students were writing a test. Again, two actions at the same time that happened in the past. Harry Potter was talking to the guys at the same time when the students were writing a test. Both actions are unfinished and in progress. So in this case, we use was were plus an ing form. Remember that after a while, we always use the past continuous tense. So if there is one action in the past, we add ed or the second column of verbs. I worked yesterday. However, if there are two actions at the same time in the past, we add was were plus an ing form if it's unfinished and in progress. I was working when my boss came. I was cooking when someone called me. However, if there are two actions in the past at different times and one of them happened before another one, add had plus ed to the first action or the third column of the verb. It is the past perfect tense. Let's have a look at a few examples. I realized I had forgotten to close the door. So let's have a look at the timeline. First, I had forgotten and then I realized. So the first action had plus the third column of verbs and the second action, ed. So if there are two actions at the same time in the past, we use was were plus an ing form for an unfinished action. I was talking to my friend when my mom called me. And if there are two actions at different times, we use had plus ed or the third column of verbs with an action that happened earlier. He didn't go to the cinema because he had watched this film before. And let's talk about the future tenses. There are three main cases that you need to know. So the first one is I will meet him tomorrow. So it is decided right now during the conversation. In this case, we use just will. A few examples. I will call him tomorrow. I'll bring you a glass of water. The second one, I'm going to meet him tomorrow. Amizar plus going to shows your future plans and intentions without any time or place agreements. So it means you haven't agreed with other people. One more example. I'm going to do this task tomorrow. It's your intention. And when you have some arrangements with other people, you know the time and place, use Amizar plus an ing form. It is the present continuous tense. I'm meeting him tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm seeing my doctor tomorrow. So if you've decided this right now, use will. If you have been thinking about doing something before the conversation, but you haven't planned this with other people, use Amizar plus going to. And if you have plans with others and everything is agreed, use Amizar plus an ing form. So, what are you going to do after watching this video? Personally, I'm going to have lunch. It's my intention. Nothing is planned with others. And also, I'm going to meet my friend tonight. So let's summarize all the tenses. Present simple, a fact or a regular action, how often. No endings, only s when it's about one person or thing. The present continuous tense, an action in progress that is happening right now, today, this week, this month, or even this year. MSR plus an ing form. The past simple tense, a singular action in the past with a specific time. Last summer, yesterday, 2 days ago, ed or the second column of verbs. The present perfect tense, an action in the past without a specific time plus an unfinished period. Today, this week, this year, have has plus ed or the third column of verbs. The present perfect continuous tense, an action that happened in the past and still in the present. Have has plus been plus a verb with an ing form plus for or since. The past continuous tense, two actions at the same time, was were plus an ing form. Finished action. The past perfect tense, two actions at different times, had plus ed or the third column of verbs with an action that happened earlier. And about the future tenses, instant decisions, will, unplanned intentions, MSR plus going to, and plans with other people, MSR plus an ing form. That's it for today. I hope everything is clear now. See you next time.